And I would submit now two such presentations. Actually, these presentations were prepared mostly by my co-authors. Unfortunately, and I would say even tragically, they uh, could not come, so I will present these results. But first of all, I would like to say that our general results are in good agreement with those presented by Vasily. I also would say that, for example, if we are talking about Canada, the effect of this tsunami was like from the earthquake of about 8.5, maybe even 8.6. At, at least it was the strongest tsunami recorded in Canada after these great tsunamis of the last century, like 1942, 1952, 1946, 57, 60, and 64. So only these tsunamis created a strong effect. And actually, this tsunami created effect all over the world, and I will just show some results related to two specific regions. But first of all, I would like to say a few words about my co-author, Rogeri Candela, who was supposed to come to this meeting and present this study. Unfortunately, about 1 month ago, he tragically passed away. And he was a very, very good person, very enthusiastic, and with always very helpful and very supportive. Just a few photos relate to him. We began to cooperate with him after the Sumatra tsunami, when he found that this Sumatra tsunami actually was observed on the coast of Brazil. And this was our first paper on this topic. And then he could come to Canada and we continued to work together. And we prepared another paper with estimation of decay of tsunami, 2004 tsunami waves over the world. And then actually we examined uh, tsunami energy decay for three different events, and we found quite interesting results. It was something really new in comparison with the classical theory of Mann, that this actually the decay tsunami strongly depends on some characteristics of the source and on the frequency content. Uh, High frequency tsunamis became much faster than low frequency tsunamis. So this presentation is in memory to him, and certainly just because he passed away, it was not completed. I just will show some of his results, what have already been done. He worked on this data mostly for the Atlantic coast of South America. You see these stations, these are tight gauge stations, but also he used some atmospheric pressure data also for this region. The area of specific interest is certainly Drake Passage. Drake Passage, just the main gate, Puerta, between the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean, and he tried to collect as much data as possible, specifically for this region, and examine this data. Here are some examples from tsunami records from different parts of the Atlantic Ocean. This is Vernadsky Station. Vernadsky Station is located in Antarctic Peninsula. Ukraine bought this station from the United Kingdom for £1 English. And this English pound, there is a special frame with this pound. So you see very clear tsunami signal, and what also is interesting, uh, um, relatively abrupt beginning. Here is another station. This is just a native place of Orangerie. He worked specifically in this place, and he installed precise tight gauge at this place. And you see also quite clear record on the coast of Brazil. This is at about 100 kilometers from Rio de Janeiro. And here you see the frequency content with very clear resonant frequency related to some specific properties of the site. And just for also one more station from the Azores Islands, also with very clear and quite strong tsunami signal. We tried to summarize all these results and completed this by some data from the Canarian Islands and also from Africa, and these are general maps. And actually, here is the key question. There are like two possibilities. One possibility is that the recorded waves in the Atlantic Ocean actually came through Drake Passage into the Atlantic and were recorded there. Another option that all these waves were generated specifically in the Atlantic Ocean and propagated in this way. So, and actually, it is quite difficult to answer to this question. It is quite possible that we have some kind of mixture of these two types of waves, probably close to the area of Drake Passage, just the Pacific wave generated in the source area is the most influential. But certainly in the northern part of this region, the atmospheric wave is more important. And from some point of view, I can say that all this tsunami was meteorological. Not only like in the Atlantic, but also in the Pacific. The difference that it was some kind of initial strong atmospheric like explosion, and then this wave propagated as a free wave, and we call this sometimes like classical tsunami wave, gravitational tsunami wave, but also atmospheric waves created some secondary sources, actually, as was described by Chris Garrett when he discussed the Krakatau tsunami. And then these waves propagated and were recorded in some other areas. And actually, that is all for this talk.